Ladies and gentlemen, let's play netball! This is the first match of Game 2 of the Mission Nations Cup 2017 between Ireland and Malaysia. First up, please welcome to the court, Malaysia! Here's your starting seven. Joining goal shooter, Khairunnisa. Goal attack, Karishma. Wing attack, Nuraini. Center, Diana. Wing defense, Noor H Hasbullah. Goal defense, Noor Azilah. And goalkeeper, Laila Che Yahaya. That is your starting seven. Joining them on the court are Amy Shislin, Dayang Haflisawati, Dia Alfina, Noor Amisha, and Siti Maisara. Their coach, Conley Chu. Official, Mazida Musa. Manager, Zainon Muhammad Noor. And primary care, Nuraini Raziani. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Malaysia. Now please welcome their opponents, Ireland. Here's your starting seven. Goal shooter, Mel Ingram. Goal attack, Jan Hynes. Wing attack, Ciara Murphy. Center, Kristy Owens. Wing defense, Katie Bermingham. Goal defense, Genevieve Slater. And goalkeeper, Katie Walton. That is your starting seven. Joining them on the court are Brittany North, Fiona Morrissey, Jane Jeffries, Frances Duffy, and Trish Fanning. Their coach, Joan Young, manager Pam Hoyle, and physio Enda Kivlahan. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Ireland. The umpires for the match are Bronwyn Adams and Joan Yani. Reserve umpire, Nigel Wayne Lim. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Ireland versus Malaysia.
Very good afternoon and welcome to OCBC Arena Hall 1, where we have the first match of the second day of the Mission Foods Nations Cup 2017, the game between Ireland and Malaysia. And with me, my co-host Parvin Nair, former national, well, not former national player, current national player. We have the opening pass. It's Malaysia's possession.
Yep.
Parvin, it's a very new Malaysian team that we're looking at here right now.
Yep, so currently the Goal Tech is the only one that actually played the SEA Games, the recent SEA Games in KL just a few months back. And
so this is her in action right here?
Yep.
The goal attack. And an unsuccessful attempt by Malaysia. The ball moves up the court now. The Irish did very well yesterday, Parvin.
Yes, it was a really intense match between Republic of Ireland and Singapore just yesterday. Where Republic of Ireland emerged victorious by winning a goal against Singapore.
It was a 53-54 result for Ireland.
Yes.
That actually overturned the result from last year, where they actually played the opening match of last year's tournament as well, and they were beaten 52-37. We see the first goal coming in here.
There's a nice shot by Karishma.
That's Malaysia taking the lead there, off their own possession, I might say. It's now the Irish on the attack.
Oh, there's a good cut there.
That should be a gimme. Well, not exactly a gimme there.
Oh, good rebound there.
Commentator's curse there, right there. Parvin. Tell us a bit about this Malaysian team. I mean, you played against the Malaysian team in the SEA Games final this year. We lost the Singapore. I think we lost the final.
Lost to them in the finals.
But there's really only just one player from that team that played in the final here on court right now.
Yeah, she's currently wearing the gold attack beep. Yeah.
So what exactly have Malaysian brought here to Singapore for this tournament this time around?
I feel that they brought the younger ones, mostly the under-21s team. And if I'm not wrong, a few of them actually played in the recent World Youth Netball Championship in Botswana. Yeah, so I guess this is more for like their development, and I guess it's good for Malaysia's development for netball in the future.
There was a nice confident shot there from Khairunnisa Nazri, who just brought the score to 2-0. That's in favour of Malaysia right now.
The Irish are really aggressive on the Malaysians at the moment.
Well, you'd expect that, won't you? I mean, it looks very much like height-wise, the Irish are having the slight advantage, but they're certainly not taking advantage of that at the moment because it's a 3-0 lead for Malaysia.
Yep.
But as we saw yesterday, the Irish are capable of very fast attacks. Parvin.
Yes, they were actually like setting up a zone against Singapore, and they were doing their best to force us wide in the game yesterday. So that was a bit hard for us to attack.
Yeah. And it looks like they're still taking their time to settle in, whereas Malaysia have actually got into their stride very, very quickly.
Yeah, it seems like it's a really defensive game at the moment, where both sides are turning over balls. And
it's a goal attempt by Khairunnisa, unsuccessful there, and an infringement to follow. Nice quick move
oh,
up
there's
the
a good
court.
vision there.
Was that Melanie Ingram with the attempt there? Unsuccessful.
Yeah.
The score stays at 3-0 in favour of Malaysia.
Oh.
Good defence, yeah?
See, the Irish are really fast on their attack, but they just need to calm down and stable it before they attempt to put it in.
Fast movement there, and a very good score by the vice captain Jan Hynes, who actually took the bulk of the scoring duties yesterday. Saw the stats from yesterday. And in fact, yesterday, the Irish actually had more goal attempts compared to Singapore. They had 59 to
yes, that's right.
Singapore's 50. I have the numbers. Let me have a look. Jan Hynes again now.
Looks like the Irish are catching up.
3-2.
Yep.
Still early going. We're just 5 minutes into the first quarter here at the OCBC Arena. The score 3-2 to Malaysia.
And Malaysia's throw-in at the moment. You can see the Malaysians are really young, so they're really athletic.
Yes, I would expect to see them actually in full speed still in the fourth quarter, but we'll have to see how good is their fitness level as the game wears on. A great attempt there.
Good shot by Karishma.
4-2, and Malaysia has possession as well. Nice quick movement.
The Malaysians are really just letting the ball go once they see their options. It makes it really easy to attack.
That seems to be what Singapore is doing as well. I understand there are several different styles in play here. We've got a team from Africa. We've got European teams.
Oh yes. So actually, this tournament, we have various styles that the teams can actually portray. So we have the African style, and then we have Singapore and Malaysia, where we're slightly similar in terms of how we play fast netball.
Yep.
So we like to keep it short because of our size.
Yep. A good score there by Melanie Ingram. Score now 5-3. Malaysia back in possession. Yes, back to that topic. We also have the Cook Islanders here this time around.
Yes. So for the Cook Islands, they're pretty similar to the Kiwis. They have like They have the size, they have the height, and they really can hunt for balls.
I also reckon they're a bit of a dark horse in this tournament. They haven't actually played enough matches for them to have a proper ranking.
Yes, that's
they've
right.
come into this tournament unranked, but as we saw yesterday in their 69-35 beating of Malaysia, they really have got a thing going, a thing or two going for them. And I'm sure they'll produce another great performance today. Later on, we'll see them in action against Hong Kong. But right now here, we have Malaysia in the lead, 6-4. We're just halfway through the first quarter.
The Irish are putting on a good defense here. Malaysia is struggling to attack quite a bit.
Yes, they've slowed the Malaysian down, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
Looking up for options there. There's an infringement there.
But it's okay because the Malaysians are really patient with the ball.
It's a long attempt there by Karishma. Having a second goal. Great shot there. 7-4. Back to the center. Let's see what the Irish can do with this possession.
Oh, that's a great pass in.
Well, you see Jan Hynes just not taking her time with the shot, and possibly just squandering an easy point right there.
I think she just needs to stable down and use up the 3 seconds to really put in the shots.
Good movement again for Malaysia, except for that mishandling. I really shouldn't be paying the teams too many compliments. That's twice in a row now. The commentator's curse has actually come in. Right, Malaysia resetting their attack with a wing defense off to the center. Khairunnisa now with the ball.
Oh, that's quite a hard knock there.
But I'm sure Khairunnisa is used to it. I mean, as a goal shooter.
Yeah, you're always ready to take knocks from the defenders.
Good rebound from her there, coming back with in the best possible way with a score, taking with a goal, taking the score to 8-4. Malaysia still in possession right now, slowly building up a nice little lead there. So as I was saying earlier, the Irish had 69 attempts at goal yesterday compared to 65 from Singapore, and they had a lower conversion rate, 78% to Singapore's 82, but still came away with a 1-point victory there.
I guess that's why in netball it shows that the more attempts you have, the greater the chances of winning the game.
Right. And this time around, we are seeing Malaysia having the greater of the chances and actually putting them away more efficiently as well. And very good with a 5-point lead right now, 9-4.
Yeah, I must say it's a really commendable effort from the Malaysian team for the first 10 minutes of the first quarter. They're really putting on the pressure and attacking the ball slowly.
Let us remind ourselves too that against Cook Islands yesterday, Malaysia put on a nice little first quarter as well. I remember they were actually, holding a bit of a lead there before the Cook Islanders pulled away. Another mistake there from Jan Hynes. She will be kicking herself for that. That was a step mistake.
Yeah, that was a footwork call, so yeah, it was a stepping.
So another chance squandered there for Ireland. Let's see if Malaysia can score against the possession this time around.
Oh, that was a good rebound.
A rim and an out, and
she caught everyone off guard.
Khairunnisa there with yet another goal for Malaysia, and possession as well this time around. 10-4, Malaysia in the lead. Looks like the Malaysian aren't at all deterred from their defeat yesterday to the Cook Islands.
Yes, they are. They keep coming at it. That's what the Malaysians are known for, their spirit.
And at the same time, we saw that the Irish were keeping pace with Singapore yesterday in the first quarter, but this time around they seem to be losing track of Malaysia. Another good score there, 11-4 now. Malaysia in the lead. the Irish will need to score off this possession if they want to actually keep the game nice and tight. But it seems like they're still very, very loose with their passes.
Yeah, a bit of ball handling error here and there. Oh, there's a goal scored for the Irish. Malaysia still in the lead.
Looks like Melanie Ingram there with the goal. 5-11. Irish, the Island 5, Malaysia 11. Malaysia with possession of the centre pass. That was a good,
yeah, that's a good shot.
Not just a good shot, but following a good pass as well into the danger zone there. What do you think the Irish need to do here, Parvin, to actually try and close the gap on Malaysia?
I think they need to really slow down on their attack and to actually analyze the options better. And also once the shooters actually get the ball, to actually aim and take their time, take the full 3 seconds to actually put in the shot.
Now we just saw Melanie Ingram there. Fortune favoured her, getting a second attempt there after the first one actually bounced.
Oh, there's a great intercept by the wing defence.
This is where the Irish need to make the most of the possession.
Oh, she didn't realise she caught the ball out of court.
That does occur once in a while in netball.
Yes, when you're not aware of the lines. Actually, an interesting observation is that I noticed that the Irish shooters have actually switched their positions. So, like for the game against Singapore yesterday, the goal attack was actually playing goal shooter, and now they've switched their positions around.
Right.
So maybe it's a tactical change against the Malaysians.
Now to all our viewers who are watching this on Facebook, Netball Singapore Facebook, you'll notice the Irish quite obviously spot a height advantage, but not making full use of it at the moment.
That's a great attempt.
Now in basketball, they will term that a loose shot. Another attempt gone astray for Ireland as Malaysia try to play themselves out of their own third.
Oh. It's getting pretty intense.
There was an unnecessary turnover there for Malaysia, although they still lead 12-6 with a minute, the last minute running down right now. Jan Hynes there closing the score to 12-7. And the Irish have the opportunity to make further inroads into that little deficit they have there, as they have possession of the centre pass. Neat little play, a lob.
There was a good pass in. It's a great shot by the goal shooter.
And well taken there from Melanie Ingram. As we see the score now closing to 12-4. Malaysia still in the lead, although they have lost a fair bit of momentum in the last minute or two. Seconds down. They're counting down the seconds, the first quarter.
Oh, there's a good try by the goal defense.
The buzzer goes off for the end of the first quarter. Malaysia lead 12-8.
This is surprising. This is interesting.
Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to turn your attention
In Malaysia
to
wins Ireland, and it's like
so that you
there's a chance for Singapore.
Ireland's goal tag, Vice Captain Jan Hynes.
Hi, I'm Jan Hynes, Team Ireland goal shooter. I suppose I sing Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac. Yeah, I love Fleetwood Mac. I did watch recently Stranger Things. That was awesome. So it's finished, season 2 is finished. So that's it, I need to choose a good one. I'm waiting to choose a good one. On the team, the biggest fitness freak. Probably Kristy Owens. Yeah, she does a lot of, she plays for a county. a really good, our national sport is Gaelic. It's like Gaelic football, and she's really good at that. She's awesome, yeah. Favourite singer of all time? Probably Stevie Nicks or Bette Midler. Stevie Nicks is probably one of my favourites, yeah. Or Joni Mitchell, I like the oldies. Yeah. Nice rock bands, yeah. Favourite emoji? Oh, probably the one with the love heart kiss. I send that to everybody, they're like, what? I don't know, I'm a vegetarian, so I don't really eat that much junk, but I love pizza. Can't get enough of pizza, with extra cheese. Yeah, not really supposed to be eating pizza, you know? But, best moments, probably reaching the 20-year mark. Yeah, playing 20 years is awesome, you know? It's hard to believe I'm that old, so I don't feel that old. But yeah, it is, that was probably my best moment. My 20-year anniversary playing for Netball Ireland. Trish Fanning, she is the funniest. She's the smallest, the quietest, but the funniest. I know everyone will probably say it's me, but no, I'll give it to Trish. Yeah, Trish Fanning is definitely. Fashion sense. Oh, I don't know, that's a tricky one. Genevieve is pretty hot. Fiona, there's a good few of them, I don't know. I'd probably be the worst, so everybody else is better than me. So they kind of give me tips on what to wear. I love, do you know what I love? I love seeing the new players coming. We've got 3 new players here now, and seeing their faces, they're walking into the stadium and stuff and not knowing what to expect. I love it. I love the Nations Cup. I think Singapore is just a lovely country and everybody here is so nice and friendly. And it's great competition. We don't get a lot of good competition, so for us, yeah, we train hard just for this tournament.
As we see Ireland now closing the gap to 9-12. And the Irish seems to have.
I think they've worked things out better during the break, and they've come back on looking stronger.
They will need to. They will need to be a lot sharper with their shooting to actually make further inroads into this Malaysian lead. Although right now it's just a slender 3-point margin. Malaysia with a chance to regain their lead there.
Oh, it's a great shot by the goal shooter, Khairunnisa.
Very nice. It's not easy to shoot from that distance, isn't it?
Definitely not for me.
Remind us again, which position do you play when you were with the national team?
I play more wing defense, and occasionally I play center, so it's a mid-court position.
I think the center is a crucial position.
Oh, yes.
Where everything moves off the center.
Basically, the center connects between the defense and the attack. Yeah.
And you get to roam the greatest. You get the greatest court coverage as well, don't you?
Yes, definitely, and that makes you required to be fitter.
Right.
Yeah.
Mishandling there by the Malaysian goal attack, and it's resulted in the Irish now coming back up the court. Neat little pass there, making full use of the height advantage.
And whereas the Irish team has made change in their goal attack position.
Right.
Yeah, so Hynes have gone on to the bench and they've replaced it with someone new.
And that will be Duffy, Frances Duffy now in GA.
Yeah, I guess she's rotating the circle a lot better with the goal shooter.
Right. I think the Irish also worked out that they needed to actually be a lot calmer when they have the ball in hand.
Oh,
Yes.
good try. It's a throw-in for the Irish. It's their chance to break it down and score it.
This is where the Malaysian experience is starting to show.
The Malaysian lack of experience for this very young squad.
Yes, definitely. And the Irish got their heads together, so...
Very quickly, it's become a one-point game. 13 Malaysia, 12 Ireland. And with that turnover, we see the Irish now in possession. And the opportunity to tie the game up. Whoa!
What was that move?
The goal attack obviously had a bigger body to shield herself against the player.
It looked a bit like a chicken wing move there. Turnover by the Irish. Malaysia moving the ball quickly up the court.
Oh, that was a good move against the baseline.
Great movement there, isn't it?
Yes,
even
definitely.
off the ball, just a bit of fake to make some room for herself.
It was a great change of direction along the baseline.
14-12 Malaysia. An infringement there, and Malaysia have possession now. This is where the little things count, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. Whenever there's a turnover, you need to capitalize on it. And they have not done it.
Was an ambitious pass there, and missed by Karishma. The Irish now have a chance to make amends of their earlier mistake. Quickly moving the ball to Melanie Ingram.
This goal attack has entered, has really shown that she's a playmaker in the game. She's moving the ball around.
Changed the complexion of the game, hasn't she?
Yes, definitely. She has changed things around in the Irish attack.
We're back to a one-point game now. Malaysia 14, Ireland 13. Malaysia trying to make the most of their possession this time around.
Oh, good hands by the goalkeeper.
It's good defense there. Still Malaysia in possession. Moving the ball about.
They look a bit stuck at the moment. Oh, there's a great rebound by the goalkeeper. So the Irish now needs to capitalize on this.
So we saw in the game yesterday between Singapore and Ireland that every time the Singapore goal shooter gets the ball, that she does a little fake, and that seems to work each time she does that. The defender will actually jump up.
I guess it's to like try and get the defender to think that she's going to attempt to put the shot in.
In this particular instance, we saw Karishma trying
that, but it seems like she herself got distracted by the defender.
Yeah. So sometimes it could work against you.
The Irish tying things up with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. This is the first time we've seen them come this close to Malaysia. It is now dead even, 14-all, and Ireland in possession with the opportunity to take the lead for the first time in this game.
Oh, that was a poor pass.
And the ball has quickly been turned over again by Malaysia to Ireland. And
Slater has been a key in the Irish defense. She's always on the move and always challenging balls.
And that's a score by Duffy there to put Ireland ahead for the first time in this game. 15-14 now, as Malaysia try and find new ideas in their attack.
Oh, good try by Slater again. Karishma puts in the shot for Malaysia.
15-all. So Genevieve Slater, you're saying there.
Yeah, she's the key in the defense for the Irish team.
And she has actually been voted the player of the tournament for Ireland in past editions of the
yes, and she's also the captain of the team.
Nations Cup. So key player there for Ireland. As,
and there she goes there, challenging the ball again.
So Slater with a key interception and directing the traffic back up the court very quickly. Has found its way into the final third. Neat little challenge there by the Malaysian wing attack to put the Irish player off balance.
Oh, that's a great pass in. The goal shooter is holding really strongly in the circle. The passes in to her are going in really well.
And as we saw yesterday in their game against Singapore, Ireland are not going to go away in a hurry. They've already made their way back into the match and are now ahead by 3 points, 18-15. Big quarter coming up here for Ireland. In fact, a quick look at the scoreboard will tell you that Ireland have outscored Malaysia so far by 12 goals to 3.
Yes, and in fact, if you just break it down to the second quarter score, they're up by 7 goals.
That's right. 9, if you may.
Oh yes, correct, 9.
I'm reading the score wrongly, Parveen. Thanks for pointing it out to me. It
so
is actually a 7-goal difference. It's 10 goals by Ireland and 3 to Malaysia.
Yep.
My apologies.
No worries.
So that's the peril of watching too many different sports where the scores are actually reflected in different ways. And in this particular instance, it's a bit of trip up by myself. My apologies. It's 19-15 for Ireland right now. Make that 20-15 for Ireland.
The Irish are up by 5 goals at the moment.
And they've made my what I said earlier come true. They actually now outscoring Malaysia by 9 goals.
Yes.
12-3 in this quarter alone. 20-15. Ireland ahead with 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Malaysia need to find something in a hurry now to close the score back in. And we know they're capable of doing that, as we saw early in this game when they were all over the Irish players. So maybe Malaysian coach Chu Conley need to actually make a couple of adjustments to her rotation to see if she can bring somebody in who can actually make things happen.
I'm quite sure like the rest of the people on the bench are all ready to take the court anytime.
A quick exchange of points there. We have Ireland now ahead of Malaysia, 21-16. Is that positional infringement?
She was basically too close to the player.
Right.
Yeah.
So obstruction call then.
Yep. So in netball, you need to be a distance of 3 feet before you put your hands up. The goalkeeper has been getting a lot of the rebounds.
That's right. Now, what has changed in that situation in between the first and second quarter?
I feel that the Irish defenders are actually playing more together.
Right.
Yeah, initially they were a bit like fumbling here and there about who should take which shooter.
Right.
But now I think they've sorted things out and they're really daring to just go for every ball that, as long as the ball's in the air, they're just able to just challenge for it.
And as we see in every game or every different sport, as when the pressure is on, the mistakes will start creeping in.
Yes, definitely.
The shooting accuracy is not as great now in the second quarter for the Malaysians compared to the first quarter. That's another missed attempt there by Karishma.
Yes.
And even that little pass back that she did earlier, back out and back in again, that showed to me that
she was not confident,
that
from where she was.
Has kind of deserted her in the second quarter. Whereas the Irish are now really just taking their chances.
Oh, this is a good attempt by the goal defense.
A great little quick pass there we saw inside.
Yes.
As Ireland
That was amazing.
score yet again. 22-16 now, they are ahead. You know, Parvin, I've watched many netball games before, but I can say this is the first time I'm watching it from this close to the action. And even if we have a TV screen in front of us, it's so much more fun to see it at this level, so close to the court, and you know, being able to just see all the little moves that are involved in a netball game.
Yes, definitely. So you actually can pick up a lot more things, right?
Right.
From watching on screen as compared to watching it live.
And you know, I've actually played a bit of netball socially before, and I don't have the stamina for it. But you guys must be really fit to actually last the hour-long game.
Yeah, so basically there's a lot of agility involved in netball, from changing a direction to short sprints and to lasting 4 quarters or 15 minutes. Yeah, so fitness is definitely a key component.
Right. Quick exchange of points there. We have Ireland ahead 22-18 now, as Malaysia's attempt to finish this quarter with a bit of a flourish. They will certainly need that. They have been overtaken, swamped really in the second quarter.
And a good shot by Karishma.
As Malaysia now find themselves back within the 3-point range of Ireland, 22-19. They have certainly been outscored in this quarter.
Oh.
And that's another possession squandered as Ireland attempt to get themselves a little bit further ahead with just half a minute left on the clock. Looks very much like a final possession of this quarter there, Calvin.
Yes, definitely. To hear the cheers from the crowd at OCBC. They're all in favor of the Irish team.
Maybe it's because we've got a little friendly rivalry going between Singapore and Malaysia.
Oh yes, definitely. That goes a long way back.
No score in the final minute as we go into the halftime break with Ireland 22-19 in front after a massive second quarter, which saw them outscoring Malaysia 2-1. 14 goals for Ireland in this quarter to 7 for Malaysia, 20-19. We'll take a break here.
get my attention, okay? So let's go, let's find some people. Where you at, where you at, where you at? Okay, we got 2 people. Okay, got 2. Come on in. Okay, someone, okay, I love the Ireland fan sign. So maybe, who wants to, 2 of you, anybody want to play? If, okay, you know what, both of them, yeah. So slow. Never mind, next time. Can I see your signs? Girls, can you show me your signs? Put it up. Put it up, put it up. Can y'all yell, go Ireland? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, y'all practice. Later I'll come back to y'all. Okay, hello. Okay, what are your names?
Kelly.
Kelly and?
I'm Cheyenne.
Kelly and Cheyenne. How old are you girls?
13.
And? 13, okay. So, how old are you two? 12? And you are? Abigail, you're 12 and you are? Alexandra. Okay, so you're going to be called the A team. You're going to be called 13, okay? I'm going to give you all names. Okay, so it's going to be very simple. Each of you are going to get a ball. Okay, so each pair is going to have a ball. You will start at a transverse line. Okay, so go on, get behind the blue line. Face that way. Yeah, so what's going to happen is you are going to pass the ball to each other. While you can walk, you can run, but you pass the ball to and fro. Okay, while you're moving, you reach the transverse line, you pass the ball again, all the way back. Come here, one of you shoots the ball. Understand? 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 Ready? Are you ready? Oh, got strategy all. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay. Oh! Collision of the balls! Okay, 13 wins. That was easy peasy. But come on, 18. A bit higher, you can. Yay! Okay, congratulations. Okay, now come. 18, come stand beside me. Okay. Are you facing the camera? Yeah. Okay. Step beside each other. Okay, come, I'm gonna interview you a little bit. Okay, so congratulations, you just won our M1 challenge. What do you feel? Okay only Then I give them the prize you want to know. Happy, yeah, elated. Okay, so who are you guys supporting in today's game? Ireland? Okay, how about you guys, 18? Malaysia? Okay. Any other Malaysian supporters out here? Can we hear you? Okay, so thank you very much, girls. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the game. You just follow me and you get collect surprises. Okay, you follow my basket. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and that was our M1 challenge. We still got plenty of goodies to give away. We've got teddy bag, goodie bags, Mission Food products, A6 bag, and even an A6 shoe. Okay? So if you want to bring home A6 shoe, you gotta come down and you just gotta wait and see when we will play a game that you can bring home that shoe. In the meantime, we're gonna carry on with the second half of the Malaysia and Ireland game. It's gonna be an exciting one.
do whatever I can get lah. Yeah. Welcome back to the OCBC Arena, Hall 1 here, where the Mission Foods Netball Nations Cup is in full progress. We're on the second day. This is the first game of the second day, the 3 p.m. game between Ireland and Malaysia. At halftime, it was Ireland ahead of Malaysia, 22-19. Ireland in possession. Neat little pass there.
And a nice finish off by the goal shooter.
That's Ingram taking the bulk of the shooting today. Malaysia now coming back up. Mishandling there. And Ireland back in possession.
Oh. So basically, the call made by the umpire was a replay.
Right.
So she let go of the ball and then she picked it up on her own. So
Right.
you can't do that in netball.
So it needs to
be touched by
handled
someone. Yeah,
another player
yeah,
before
correct.
you can touch it again. Nicely worked into the danger area there. And Malaysia pull one back, 20-23. Any changes to the lineup that you can see?
I've noticed the Irish team has changed their wing attack. And their wing defense as well. So both their wings.
Right.
The rest have remained in their position. I think the Malaysian team has stayed the same throughout. Oh, good try by the goal defense.
Who could only go that far.
Yeah, and that explains why she couldn't catch the ball. Or she would have gone offside.
Right.
Ah, nice intercept there. She got her chance this time.
Right. Nicely worked into the D.
Yep, correct, the semicircle.
Malaysia back to within 2 points of Ireland. And having the possession as well.
Oh, there's an offside call by the center of Malaysia. So basically she went inside the semicircle.
Right. And conceding possession back to Ireland.
Ireland needs to capitalize on this. Oh, that's a great pass in. The goal shooter of the Ireland team is really calm and collected.
As we can see now, the Irish have worked out how to make the most of their height advantage. They're lobbing the ball
Yes, definitely.
into their goal shooter. Good little tap there by the Malaysian centre. Unfortunately, she's been called for an infringement there. And again, we see
And the high ball is getting through
The high ball.
successfully.
25-21 now to Ireland.
So Malaysia needs to change up a bit of their defensive strategy to stop those high balls from going in from so far. And Irish gets possession again.
So there's a danger there when you're falling behind the score to try and get things moving quickly.
Yeah,
And you
definitely.
try and hurry things up, and that's where the mistakes start to creep in. As we saw there for Malaysia, they have again conceded possession.
Okay, now it's their chance to
And now that's a
earn
chance.
it back again.
As the umpire blew for an infringement by the Irish player.
Yeah, it was a footwork call. Oh. As you can see, the Malaysians are finding it a little bit hard to pass through the long arms of the Irish players.
There was so much more fluency to their play in the first quarter, wasn't there? I mean,
Yes,
when
there
they were just moving the ball about so much quicker than now. It seems like the Irish have stepped up their defense, and
Yeah.
you know, the Malaysians are just taking a half-second longer each time with their passes.
Yeah, they're getting a bit hesitant in their passing. Oh, there's a great tip there by the centre of the Irish team. It's still Malaysians' possession.
So when something like this happens, the next time the Malaysian wing attack gets the ball, she will think twice about having to lob the ball over.
Yes. Oh, footwork call again.
So that's twice in a row now. Ireland have failed to make the most of their possession with a footwork call, creating a turnover for Malaysia.
Oh, see, there she goes again. Slayer, always after the ball, challenging it.
Let's do that over again, Malaysia. 21-25 behind, trying to catch up. And conceding possession, as we've seen that happen a lot more often starting the second quarter.
Oh, another footwork call from the Irish team. And there gives another opportunity for the Malaysians to attack.
So that goal didn't count there.
Yep. But now the Irish got it back again. And let's see if they can work this through.
This time, 26-21 to Ireland. And with possession as well. It's a very, it looks very much like the second half has started with a bit of patchy play from both teams.
Yeah,
not a lot of fluency.
Both have come on a bit shaky from both sides, yeah. So I think both really need to settle down and get things right.
So what normally happens at halftime, Parvin? Do you guys actually just have a bit of a drink, listen to the coach, give some instructions?
Yeah, so basically we get instructions from the coaches to change things up, or basically get feedback on what we're doing well or what can be done better. And that's also a time where maybe you make 1 or 2 changes to the lineup and see how things can progress in the next half of the game.
Is there a habit to maybe even have an energy gel or a power bar?
Oh yes, definitely. So sometimes we just either pop a gummy into our mouth or maybe sip 100 plus or
so
things like that.
Get some sugar in the system.
Yes, to keep you going for the next half.
Second attempt there.
And a shot in by the goal shooter.
So because of the obstruction call, the Irish got to rotate the
definitely.
the player who shoots the ball.
So the other shooter gets the chance to do it.
27-21 to Ireland right now.
Oh, great intercept by the goal attack. Let's see if the Irish can capitalize on this.
Still a bit loose with their passing, but right now Ireland seems to be in control. As the ball finds its way to Mel Ingram. Another point there for Ireland. 28-21. A handsome 7-point lead now for Ireland, with the clock now at 6.5 minutes left in the third quarter.
The Irish takes a throw in.
It's very tough to defend in a situation like this, isn't it, Parvin?
Yes, it is, definitely. When you know you're trying to play a catch-up game, and you're doing all you can just to get the ball so that your attack can actually put the ball in. So the defenders tend to get a bit stressed out knowing that they need to do all they can just to turn over the ball.
Malaysia trying to
Nice
find their
play
play.
of the middle channel by the Malaysians. Oh, and a great shot by Khairunnisa.
I always find it really intimidating when someone jumps all over me like that, even playing basketball. But in netball, it seems like Khairunnisa timed her release,
Yes.
you know, just at the moment when the defender actually falls away. And now Malaysia have possession back and trying to now make.
Oh. She gets a second chance there.
She gets a second chance. That block doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't count because the goalkeeper was a bit too near.
Right.
So the distance was not right. It was an infringement call.
Khairunnisa failing to take advantage of that second attempt as Ireland have possession back and now moving the ball straight back the court, back up the court.
Oh. Good pass there by the centre of the Irish team.
Very nice pass.
It was really clever of her to wait for the goal attack to run the top of the circle and then to get rid of one defender, and then she passes it in.
Right. And that was a great interception again by the goal defence, the Irish goal defence. Genevieve Slater, their captain, to disrupt the flow of the Malaysian attack. As we see
Oh,
another
good jump on the
attempt.
shot by the goalkeeper.
Oh, I'd love to see the scoring stats at the end of this game. The Irish certainly now looking so much smoother, so much more in control, and it shows on the scoreboard as well as they now lead by 8 points, 30-22 in the third quarter. Make that 31.
There's really great patience there by the Irish team.
And still in possession, Ireland.
There was a good play by the Irish team. With just 3 passes and they got the ball into the goal circle. Oh!
Almost perfect, isn't it? And that was almost a perfect interception there by Malaysia. But it looks very much like they will need to concede that goal attempt there. A successful one to Ireland as they go 10 points in front now. 32-22. Malaysia in possession now, hoping to return the favour. Good pass there into the goal shooter. Straight back out again, trying to work themselves into a favourable position.
Oh, another offside call by the centre. The Irish are really getting their momentum at the moment. Oh, it's Malaysia's possession.
It's such a tough game, isn't it? I mean, every time you have the ball in hand, I mean, a defender is trying to close off your options, trying to stop you from actually getting the ball away.
Yes, it is. And especially with the Irish being big and tall, there's a lot more that the Malaysians need to do to run around them.
And then to top it off, you don't really have a lot of time to work with either. You either make an instant decision where the ball is going to go, or if you hesitate, the defender is going to close in on you
Yes,
straight away.
exactly.
So not easy when you're trying to play against, you know, physically taller
Bigger,
players,
yeah.
bigger players. As Ireland again take full advantage of that possession. 33-22, they're in front now. And a rare mispass there from their captain. As Ireland can now afford to make a mistake or two. They have a nice little 11-point cushion there with the third quarter almost up. Malaysia trying desperately to find their way
good
back in.
interception by Slater.
And as long as Ireland keep doing that, Malaysia will find it hard to get their way back in.
Yes.
I think it's about this time where fitness starts to tell, isn't it, Parvin?
Yes, you can see the Malaysians are getting a bit tired, whereas the Irish girls are going on and on.
And we know how in netball, especially if you're if you're ahead, you don't seem to be running out of energy.
Yes, definitely not.
But when you're
You
behind,
feel more pumped up to just keep going because you know you're winning.
yeah.
I guess that's exactly what is happening right now.
34-22 to Ireland. And they're just
The Irish defense is doing really well trying to keep them wide.
right.
You can see their middle channel is totally free, and all the Malaysians are all caught on the either the right or the left side of the court.
Now that's what we need to see happening more for Malaysia. We saw a lot of that happening in the first quarter, where the balls were going through right through to the goal shooter or the goal attack, but it isn't happening that much more frequently this time around. Starting from the second quarter, and it shows on the scoreboard as Ireland quickly returns the favour. It is still a 12-point margin. Ireland in front, 35-23. Malaysia with the possession.
And we have 25 seconds left in the game.
In the third quarter.
Oh yes, sorry, I meant the third quarter.
And a turnover there. With Ireland now having
Oh, what
the ball.
a great pass in from the center. It was great vision by her.
And that quick goal there brings the score to 36-23. Seconds out. The buzzer goes. It is 36-23. Ireland in front after the completion of quarter number 3. Stay right there.
It is the third quarter break here at the OCBC Arena, and netball, the match has been really interesting and intense. Now, netball is a game that requires some level of fitness, and the players have to be fit. You know, they go to the gym, do their runs, and they've got some muscles, man. So this time, we want to see what you got. We've got the A6 Flex Cam on, so when you see yourself on the screen, just strike a pose. Okay! Show us what you got, just flex, flex. Okay, maybe that's like a flex that we never seen before. Hey, they got it back.
Well, a bit of Bruno Mars there, welcoming us back to the game. Ireland versus Malaysia. This is game 1 on day 3 of the 2017 Mission Foods Nations Cup here at the OCBC Arena. Ireland with a commanding lead, 36-23. This is very much a bit of a repeat of yesterday when we saw Malaysia starting strongly and then falling away, and Ireland starting slow and then coming back very strongly,
Yes.
as they did against Singapore yesterday.
So I guess each of the teams really do have a pattern. Oh, great intercept by the goalkeeper.
Well, Malaysia is going to need to do something extraordinary to actually get themselves back into this game. It's a 14-point gap right now. As Ireland have possession and look to inflict more pain.
As you can see, they're really capitalizing on their height. So the high balls are really their way of trying to put their goals in.
Another successful attempt there, 38-23 now. As they've quickly put 2 shots in.
Oh, great insert by the goalkeeper. Pass was a bit short.
Was that offside?
No, it's an obstruction call.
Obstruction call.
Yep. I've noticed that Karishma is no longer playing in the 4th quarter. So
she's
they've
been taken
made
out.
some changes to their shooting circle.
Do you think that's Coach Chu deciding that maybe it's time to just let another player come in and gain some experience playing against the Irish?
Yes, definitely. I mean, it's always a good exposure for this young Malaysian team.
Whereas the Irish have not made any changes in the 4th quarter.
I think they have made just one change.
One
the wing
change.
attack has come off and they have brought in a new one.
Who is Trish Fanning, by the way. She has the ball right now.
Oh, a missed
A
pass
loose
by the wing
pass there.
defense.
Do you know what's the first thing I'm going to tell Coach Chu, Malaysia, whom I've actually known for some years now, when I see her after this game? I think she's got to tell her girls to actually eat their dinners properly. Look at the Malaysian girls.
They're a
They
bit
are
too
all-
skinny and small.
They are. They really
But I
need
guess
to.
it's just the Asian physique.
It probably most certainly is, but I still think that the girls would need to be told to, have their carbs.
But it's very different for the Asians. When we eat a lot, we actually just put on weight. Whereas the Angmos, they eat and then they actually get leaner and of a appropriate size.
I think also because we've got a high metabolic rate as well, and the fact that netball players, you guys are practicing what, 2-3 hours a day?
Yeah,
Or a
but
bit more
about
than
2
that.
to 2.5 hours a day.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's constant. It's every day you're out there, you're working out, and then whatever you're eating, you're working it off. So. It's 3 seconds up.
Yes, there's a help ball.
Right.
And a great shot by Melanie Ingram.
So that's 4 points for Ireland now in this last quarter, unanswered by Malaysia. They go 40-23 up. Ireland definitely pulling away with this game.
Yes. With their experience and their physicality, they
Yeah, I
definitely
was-
have an edge over the Malaysian team.
I was listening to an interview by the Irish captain yesterday after their win over Singapore, and they said that they've played Singapore every year for the last six years,
5 to 6 years. Yes.
and they've never beaten Singapore until yesterday. So
Yes.
obviously they were ecstatic yesterday to finally break the duck.
Definitely, I'm very sure they were overjoyed.
Yeah, and You know, this is their 5th participation. Finally, a Malaysian score. So it's 41 to 24. But back to that story. You know, Ireland. This is the 5th time that they are playing in the Nations Cup. They have never finished any better than 5th position out of 6 games, out of 6 teams. Each time that they've played here, it's always been a 6-team tournament. Their best ever achievement has been 5th. So with yesterday's win and what very much looks like
with 9 minutes left in the game,
an Irish victory today with 9 minutes left in the game, and Malaysia having to at least score 18 unanswered points to actually get back to level terms. They could be looking good to actually create a new
second win for the tournament.
A best finish for themselves at this tournament.
Yes, definitely. The Irish have really improved over the years, and I think with their involvement in the Nations Cup the past 5 times, I think they have really capitalized on the opportunity and gained from this experience each year as they participate.
You know, Parvin, what I like most about the Nations Cup is the fact that, you know, apart from the fact that we always produce very, very good netball, it's the fact that the teams are evenly matched and it makes for great
competition.
Matches and
yes,
great
definitely. As you saw just now,
well,
Slater had a great interception again.
Right. And even though the score doesn't quite reflect that right now, the level of competitiveness is there, and we know that Malaysia, but for the little things that they've missed during this game, could have made it a lot closer than what we see now on the scoreboard. 42-24.
If they were more patient and more accurate in their passing.
Right. 42-25 right now. So there was a passage of play in the middle of the game when Ireland started to get things going their way, and Malaysia weren't able to stem that tide.
I guess this is when experience really counts, and the Malaysians just like that.
As Ireland go further in front, 43-25.
We can still see the Malaysians still trying to fight back for each ball.
And I think as a coach, that's what you like to see in your players.
Yes, definitely. The fighting spirit.
Yeah. Irish possession. Quickly work to the top of the D.
The Irish midcourt is actually working their way to the top of the circle really well, which makes the feeding into the shooters really easy.
I was about to say that was a great pass to the goal attack there, but she failed to make the most of that possession.
Oh, there's a great baseline run by the goal attack. And a great shot to end it off.
A great shot. 43-26 now.
So timeout call by the center. I think they're just making a few changes. With just 6.5 minutes left in the game.
We've got a new center for Ireland right now. And Trish Fanning has taken over the duties as center. As we see
great challenge by the goal defense from Malaysia. She timed her jump really nice and she just attempted to hit the ball out.
And now Malaysia have possession. Good play there to work the ball. So electing to work the ball back in. Malaysian goal attack with his attempt.
And a great shot.
This attempt, and it's 27-43 to Ireland. Malaysian possession of the center. Again, quick hands. It's the goal attack now with the attempt. 2 quick goals there for Malaysia.
And Malaysia's getting their groove again.
Better late than never, as they say.
Yes.
But it is still Ireland in front, 43-28. But a lot more competitive this quarter, as we can see on the scoreboard there. This quarter alone, Ireland have scored 7 to Malaysia's 5, whereas it was a bit of a one-way street in quarters number 2 and 3.
Yes. So I must say the Malaysian fighting spirit is commendable. I guess when you're young and capable, you always just keep going and going.
And I think this is where the Malaysian coach can take comfort from the fact that these young chargers will just need to figure out how to play all 4 quarters.
Yes,
instead
consistently.
of just, playing 2 quarters out of 4. Great movement there again. And another goal for Malaysia. It is 44-29 now.
Oh, great vision by the center. She saw the other shooter running along the baseline just behind her teammate.
It was a very incisive pass there. Malaysia's turn to come back in.
Ah, great
Great
shot, yes.
As Malaysia hit 30 for the first time, 45-30.
Malaysia is trying to put on a lot of pressure against the Irish. They're taking a while to actually attack the ball in.
Nice little goal there as Ireland take the score to 46. Do you know, Parvin, yesterday Ireland scored 54 goals. They have got 46 right now, and in fact they came into this tournament having scored 908 goals in Nations Cup history. And in fact, after yesterday's match, they needed 38 goals to hit 1,000 mark, and in fact they have surpassed that right now. They have scored their 1,000th goal in Nations Cup and gone past that by another 8 goals. So 1008 right now for Ireland, and looking to add more to that. A little milestone there for Ireland.
Yes,
having
definitely.
come to Nations Cup over 4 occasions in the past. This is their 5th participation in this 16th tournament. Malaysia now in possession.
Oh, slightly under.
So greater fight back from Malaysia in this quarter as we see them almost matching Ireland in terms of scoring just in this quarter alone.
Yes.
10 goals for Ireland in this quarter, 9 for Malaysia, but it is still a 14-point gap between Ireland and Malaysia, 46 to 46 to 32.
And now with the score just added on to the scoreboard for Malaysia, it's just a 13-goal difference.
46-33, that is exactly the same margin that we had to start the quarter. As Ireland work the ball back into the zone. Another goal there for Ireland, 47-33. We're closing into the final minute of the game. Malaysia in possession. And still Ireland fight to prevent Malaysia from scoring. No let up here. No easy points in Nations Cup.
Let's see if she can put this in. And she gets another try. And score difference is back to 13.
We're down to the final minute of the game. Ireland in possession.
Oh, great tip by
Nicely.
the goalkeeper from the Malaysian team.
just disrupting the play right now. And again,
another disruption.
Not letting Ireland have things their way.
Oh, a great interception by the goal defense.
And maybe Malaysia can finish this game in a flourish.
Oh, there goes Slater again with an awesome interception.
As Ireland put another point on the board. 40-35 with the seconds running down. Are we to see another play coming up? The clock has stopped with just 2.3 seconds.
Yep.
The referee says, listen to the whistle.
And Slater gets another interception.
And as the footer goes off, Ireland picking up a second victory here at the Nations Cup to follow up their victory on day one over Singapore. This time it's over Singapore's closest rival, Parvin. A good result for Ireland this time.
Yeah, definitely. And I thought it was really commendable from the Malaysian side, even though they lost the game. But I think they just kept going throughout the 4 quarters. And as you can see from the final quarter score, despite how they were losing in the second and the third quarter, they still managed to close the gap by just a 1-point defeat in the last quarter.
What do you think was the key for the Irish comeback? I mean, Malaysia actually were leading 12-8 after the first quarter.
So I think a few changes to their lineup actually made a difference, and I think they actually, during the break after the first quarter, they actually talked it out and settled down and knew what to do when they came back on. Right. So I think you could see when they came back on the second quarter, they were more clear of what they were doing. They were seeing the spaces more and giving the options whenever they were available. And I think their shots were a lot more steady down and they were more calm and composed overall.
So we see here a victory for Ireland that takes their tally to two wins from 2 games. Malaysia slumped to their second defeat on consecutive days. Tomorrow, Ireland will go up against the Cook Islands, while Malaysia face Swaziland. Signing off from the first game on day 2 here at the Mission Food Netball Nations Cup. I'm Philip Goh, and with me,
and I'm Parvin Nair. Thank you for viewing.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got Genevieve Slater, captain of Ireland, here with me. Genevieve, congratulations! 2 wins for Ireland now, back to back. But you guys didn't exactly start off very well. First quarter was actually a loss. Matter of fact, you make 2 attacking changes with Mel Ingram and Ciara Murphy. So, do you think that really affected your score, or what do you think went wrong in the first quarter?
We knew that Malaysia were going to be tough. We haven't played them before. Sorry, we have played them just quite a while ago. They're quite a new team. We obviously were quite excited after last night's win, so we had to really try and regroup and come out this morning. I think we're a little bit slow off the start, which is something that we need to practice and really learn from so that that doesn't happen in other games. I'm still proud of the girls for turning that around and staying in the game and working hard right to the end.
Yeah, definitely. You really made a comeback from the first quarter to win very strongly in the last 3 quarters. Now, you are an incredible athlete. You have made several crucial interceptions for your team. Can you just tell us what goes on in your head when you take the court?
I've been doing this for a lot of years. I'm not young anymore. So I've got a lot of experience with trying to prepare for the big games. You know, there's a lot of work that goes into it in the background. It's weeks prior to this that you're preparing to it, you're visualising. You know, I love trying to get out there and get those intercepts. My timing's not always great, as you can see as well, but it feels great when you do come out with those intercepts.
Yeah, definitely. You've really made several crucial and beautiful interceptions. You know, you really brought a lot of flair to your team. Congratulations once again, Genevieve. You and team have really deserved this win. Right now, we'll get you to autograph on the match ball and give it away. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, do you want